Hello, everyone. Hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another week of KBCR TV with me, Michelle Green. I am so excited for you being here today. Thank you for joining us. Make sure that you stop right now, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and go ahead and hit your notification button so you never miss another episode of the Kingdom Builders Credit Repair TV show. Also, make sure that you go ahead and like and share this with a friend because everybody needs the financial and credit tips. I'm trying to tell you, everybody on the face of this earth, even kids, are prone to having credit and financial problems. And that's what we do here, is resolve those problems for you. So today we are jumping into a new topic. Is AI silently destroying your credit? Is it? Do you even know what AI is? Okay, if you don't know by now, AI is artificial intelligence. But I do want to advise you guys that there are two different kinds of AI. And if you haven't heard by now, listen, I want you guys to make sure that you are locked into our Media and Wealth Summit so you can find out what the other AI actually is. That's right. I'll talk about that at the end if I have some time. But today we are going to jump into the topic about artificial intelligence and how it could be silently destroying your credit. But first, as always, we want to first talk about what is credit, just in case there's somebody out there that does not know what credit is. So what is credit? Credit is the ability to be able to make money. When you're making money, that you have a secure foundation of income to show that you can pay for something that you don't have enough money for right now. So credit is basically when you go to a bank or a credit union or a financial institution of some sort, and you're able to gain the ability to have your reputation match the company's reputation with your income and say that, hey, because I don't have the money to pay for it all together outright, that you're going to trust me. You're going to put confidence in me based on what's on paper in my credit report files, that I can actually gain this credit and pay it back over time. So credit is simply the ability to have something that you don't have enough money for right now, that you can go to a financial institution. They will finance you with the credit and you'll be able to pay it back over a longer period of time, or you could actually pay it over a shorter period of time, but minimally you should be paying it about 2 years or more. So that is what credit is. And for more information about how credit works, get into our KBCR program. You can go right now to www.kingdombuilderscreditrepair.com. Sign up by hitting the Let's Talk button, and we'll get you in our program. And if you're already in our program, make sure that you're asking questions. Write down the ideas that pop up in your head randomly on a day like today that you have been thinking about pertaining to your finances and your credit. And when we have our appointment once a month, then we will be able to discuss those things with you. And you also even have the option to communicate with our staff through your client portal, as well as to text me directly. That's the kind of access I give my clients. And I know that's not like usual CEOs, but that is the kind of access that we provide for our clients at Kingdom Builders Credit Repair. All right, enough small talk. Let's get into the whole subject title of, is AI silently destroying your credit? First of all, we do need to understand what artificial intelligence is. It is basically like a robot, or it is a robot, and it is something that keeps track of data. So how does that pertain to your credit? It's very easy to understand, because if we understand that a credit score is based on an algorithm or a calculated numeric number of your score, of the different equations of how you manage your credit, how you manage the outstanding debt, how you manage the payment history, how you manage your credit history, how you manage the type of debt that you have, and how you manage new credit, then you will understand that it was already an equation in a system, and that system is providing data based on the new information that it receives. So when we think about artificial intelligence, a lot of us are really afraid to move forward with AI because we don't really understand how AI works. Well, AI is a system. It is a artificial intelligence. It's sort of like your brain that has been calculated and that has been orchestrated in a way that it's going to provide answers for you on the spot. And it's going to provide calculated answers. It's not going to be answers that are pulled from just anywhere. It's going to be factual information. So just like in math, in mathematics, we have equations like algebra. There is a certain formula that you have to be aware of in order for you to know how to solve the problem. So how do we solve AI? And I know this may not actually make sense until the end, but just stay with me here, okay? So what I'm saying is that when it comes to artificial intelligence, you're looking at the ability for a system to really take on a personality of an individual, being able to take on your emotions, being able to take on everything that it can find as a written document about you. So as it pertains to your credit, AI could actually be damaging your credit and you not even know it. Here is the first situation around AI. So the first situation around AI is the social media. Many of us have social media. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Instagram. Well, now Twitter is called X. We have Threads, we have YouTube, whatever it is. So when it comes to the different platforms that we have in social media, what we don't realize is that when AI is collecting information about us, it's collecting our personality, it's connecting us with or collecting data about us, about who we are in our core character. Because one of the things that credit is based on is our character. So AI has been something that is new on the scene that is now collecting the actual characteristics of you, the individual. So you might be thinking, well, I put a lot of stuff on social media. I put stuff on there about my family. I put stuff on there about my friends. I put stuff on there about my opinions, about politics or whatever. And everything that you put into social media or any type of media, it is going to take the information and it's going to calculate that data based on whether or not your characteristics are a right fit for the lender or creditor. Did you know that? Woo! Now that's something for you right there. Now, when we look at not just social media, but we're also looking at the fact that when we go into rental payments, like rental history, if someone is trying to get a new apartment, a new house for rent, if you're leasing, if you're doing anything in particular as it relates to housing, even in a mortgage, you are looking at the algorithm of artificial intelligence being able to calculate what kind of character are you, not just in whether or not you have previously paid your rental history payments, like you might have an eviction or maybe some situation happened where the rental property company left something on your credit and then it actually went into collections, and they are pulling the data of where you actually live based on location. That's what artificial intelligence is doing, and deciding that based on the zip code that you lived in, that there could be a possibility that you are not a reputable person to move to a different address. Okay, so when we think about what is going on with our credit and how artificial intelligence is impacting our lives, We got to think outside of the box. All right. We got to think outside of the box and understand that these things that are happening with artificial intelligence is really all about our characteristics. So, can you imagine that you're just moseying along throughout life, and here you are trying to buy a house, trying to buy a car, and the algorithm of artificial intelligence is pulling your characteristics based on not just your payments, but the zip code of where you live. Also, another thing that we don't really understand is the algorithm of the different types of apps that we have on our phone. Okay, Michelle, you're digging deep. You're digging deep. All right. So, when it comes to the algorithm of artificial intelligence and how it relates to the apps that are on our phone, did you know that yes, we do have GPS and pretty much everybody uses GPS? We got DoorDash, we got Lyft, we got Uber, we got everybody that's using some type of geographical location locator on where it is that we have to go. So, based on the type of phone apps that you have, the algorithm of artificial intelligence is deciding, okay, well, what app did you put on your phone? Did you put Candy Crush on your phone? Did you put some other type of Fortnite game on your phone? What is on your phone? What kind of apps do you engage in? Do you not understand that this is a data system that is going to collect the information about what you like and what you don't like, and it is going to provide that information to what is called a data furnisher, and the main data furnishers are artificial intelligence nowadays. So we got to understand that that data furnisher is only collecting data about you. The data that is collecting about you from your phone and where you're located with the GPS on your phone. You know how we have apps and the apps say, okay, well, do you want to put on your location by this app? And the location tracks, let's say, for example, we are looking for our local Walmart, and we have a location app that says, okay, with Walmart, that this is our nearest Walmart to us. All right. And so when we turn that location on, what the algorithm is doing is collecting data about which Walmart you frequent, but it's also looking at the environment of the Walmart store or any other stores or any other companies that we frequent. And we have an app attached to the location to decide if this is a place where people will likely pay their credit. Is this a location in which people would likely be wealthy enough to buy a home, be wealthy enough to engage in the services and products that the store is offering, that would be able to handle a small amount of credit, a medium-sized amount of credit, or a large amount of credit? So this is something that we really need to pay attention to. Check the apps that are on your phone and which ones have a location, because what is happening is artificial intelligence is collecting the apps that are on your phone to decide, this person frequents here. What kind of personality, what kind of characteristics are a person who shops at this location? Oh my God. I know y'all are like mind blown. Like, how in the world could they collect so much information about us? Do you go to the gym? Do you frequent restaurants? So you might be overweight, which causes you to be a little bit on the lazy side, that you don't want to do certain things. And then that results in not wanting to go to work, not making a sufficient amount of income. And if you're not making a sufficient amount of income, then the algorithm tracks the fact that you are less likely to pay your debt. Ooh, I'm trying to tell you, this is some good stuff. You better go ahead and share this with a friend, a family member, somebody. Tell somebody. And make sure that you let them know that you got this information right here at the KBCR TV show. Okay, this is Michelle Green and Credit and Financial Tips. Make sure you don't miss that point when you get ready to share this with them. But let's get back into it. So we're talking about the fact that artificial intelligence is picking up on certain characteristics of every individual. So those of us who are not using artificial intelligence are allowing artificial intelligence to speak for us. Okay, one of the ways that we do that is in the courtroom. So many of us may have dealt with some type of court issue. When we go to court, there is an algorithm that is pulling data as whether or not you have any public records. A public record is a record about your finances that is recorded at the local courthouse or any courthouse in which you have had any financial issues that had to go to court. So if you've ever had someone bring you some papers and say that you've been served as it relates to your finances, then there is an algorithm that is connected to the judicial system. There is an algorithm that is connected to everything as it relates to our finances. There is an algorithm that is connected to our characteristics, our social life. There is an algorithm that is connected to everything. So what I would advise is for us to not be afraid of artificial intelligence, but let's start telling artificial intelligence what it is that we want it to know about ourselves. The main point that we want to tell artificial intelligence is about our character. Are we a faithful person? Are we loyal? Are we a person that is going to follow through with the things that we really are supposed to do? You know, are we obedient or are we rebellious? Basically, is our bottom line. Are we going to actually keep our promises? Are we going to deny that, okay, I said this, but I changed my mind type of person? So we want to understand that every artificial intelligence that exists is actually telling the systems of your credit and your finances whether or not you are a trustworthy person, whether or not you are a person that is loyal, whether or not you are a person who has a good attitude or bad attitude. It is picking up every single personality trait that exists, and it is putting it into a system that then calculates whether or not credit should be given to you, a little bit of credit, a lot of credit, or no credit at all. All right, let's just take a breather. Woosah, okay? So we want to understand that it is a algorithm, it is a artificial intelligence, it is a robot, it is a brain that is not a authentic brain that is telling most of the lenders and creditors about who you are. Now, there's another level of artificial intelligence that I just want to share, and that is the blacklist. So there is always going to be, when it pertains to finances and credit, there's always going to be a deeper level of credit. So there are the systems behind the systems behind the systems, and we call this like blacklist. So when we think about blacklist, this is the bottom line determining factor of what the lenders and creditors are looking for as it relates to your credit files. And what happens is, if the lenders and creditors are no longer dependent on a human to provide information, then that means they are dependent on the artificial intelligence. So what are you telling the artificial intelligence in the blacklist or the black market, as they call it? So the black market, again, is a system. It's just like your credit reports, the basic level of how they determine how they come up with the score in the first place. How do they come up with your credit score? How do they come up with whether or not they're going to lend you a certain amount of money, whether or not you're going to have a certain amount of monthly payments, whether or not you're going to have whatever it is that they are offering to you that you have requested for through an application. So when we think about the black market or the blacklist, we are looking at the fact that people are going into this blacklist, not people, but systems are going into this blacklist of data that is incorrect, that has been sitting in a I would call it a subconscious mind. It's like your subconscious mind. You know, the things that have been buried way deep down inside of your brain? Well, think of it as that. Exactly. Your blacklist or your black market is the subconscious brain of the systems that are working together to collect information about you. So, what's happening is now that we are depending more on artificial intelligence, we are now putting ourselves into harm's way by having the data that is in the subconscious brain of artificial intelligence digging deep and pulling out old stuff, things that are no longer relevant for our credit scores. They are no longer relevant to our life. So, when I give you an example, so the example is when we think about our addresses and where we previously lived, some of us have multiple addresses as it pertains to our credit. Where is this data going? It's going on our credit reports. And when it goes on our credit reports, where do they pull the data from? They're pulling it from the subconscious mind of artificial intelligence, which is the subconscious brain of the systems that previously were out and collected data about you. So if it's going into the subconscious brain or the subconscious mind, then it's going to tell things about you that may not be true currently. And the decision of the lender or the creditor is going to be based off of incorrect information. And that could very well be the reason why you don't get approved or why you don't get the house, why you don't get a chance to move into the new apartment or wherever you are. It could very well be that reason because this is subconscious data. This is data that is old. It is data that is incorrect, and it is data that has not been updated. So one of the things that we are really big on at Kingdom Builders Credit Repair is that when we have a client in our program, we are always, every 30 days, going to look at a brand new credit report. We're not going to go by a credit report that the client has pulled for us. We're not going to go by a credit report that the lender has sent to the creditor. The lender has sent to the client. We're going to pull a brand new, fresh, current credit report, and we're going to update that credit report based on current real-time information. So this is what I'm saying. Artificial intelligence is pulling from old data. It's pulling from all resources. It could be a resource of, I don't know, it could be a resource from anything. And there are thousands upon thousands of reports with data that's just been sitting around. It could be, for example, data that you did not pay your car insurance 3 years ago. Or it could have been that 10 years ago, you had a bankruptcy on your credit report. And now the bankruptcy is charged off, or not charged, is discharged. But the thing is that the algorithm of artificial intelligence may still be pulling the data of the bankruptcy being active and open and not discharged. You just don't know what you're going to get. So that's why it's so important for us to keep a fresh, new credit report actively set up for our credit report files, making sure that we are recently checking, like we are currently checking rather, our files, not just depending on the data that is old in our system, in our credit reports, or even if you're monitoring your credit through My FICO, which is the real system that you should be using, not anything else, then you can get an update every 30 days. And you should definitely be doing so because anything that is incorrect, inaccurate, it needs to be changed, and it needs to be changed immediately. We are no longer living in a time where you can just sit back and relax and decide that I don't need to do anything with my credit right now. I don't know what's on my credit. I don't know what's going on with my finances. I tried to apply for a vehicle or I tried to apply for a credit card. and I didn't get approved and I don't know why and I'm just going to leave it like that. No, sir, and no, ma'am. We are living in a time where you have to be made aware of what it is that you need to do with your credit currently so that you can make the changes. Because if you're not making the change, artificial intelligence will make the change for you. There are so many times that we see people come through our program and they have incorrect addresses, incorrect names. I'm talking about yesterday, we had a cross reference of a name of a significant other last name with the person who was their significant other. So we had a boyfriend that had a girlfriend's last name instead of a girlfriend having a boyfriend's last name. It was crazy. So I'm telling you guys, like, we cannot afford to just be stagnant about our finances. We cannot afford to be stagnant about our credit. We got to know what's in these files, and we have to begin to participate with social media, with the algorithms of the apps that we have on our phones. We have to be made aware of where we live makes a difference in what we're going to receive as far as a line of credit. And we also need to know this last thing. I know this may not be something that everyone wants you to know, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Did you know that your social security number will provide data about where you were born? And based on where you were born, not only where you were born, but what race you are, what the level of income status is normally based on your social security number. Did you know that the algorithm of data is everything as it relates to credit? That's right. These are the secrets that most people are not going to share with you about credit and finances. And I just want y'all to be prepared. It's not something that you need to go out and get a new social security number now. I ain't saying take it to that level. But what I am saying is that you can protect yourself and you can improve your credit by simply participating in artificial intelligence, participating in telling the algorithm of artificial intelligence what it is that you want it to know about you, and also being truthful about the things that you are doing with your finances now. Don't go by what happened in the past. If you are trying to change your credit, you're trying to increase your credit, you're trying to go to 700 and 800 credit scores, then you have to really be consistent and follow through. So learn how to be consistent. Listen to the KBCR TV show, Tips and Credit Finances. Listen, take heed to the things that we are talking about here and get yourself a plan or get into our credit program so that we can really make a difference in your credit. This is why these sessions are so important for you to engage in yourself, but also to share with a friend. So that's all we have today. I hope that you learned something about artificial intelligence that you didn't know. Again, it's not something to be afraid of because God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And what that means is that you have the ability to take control of your finances. You have the right and the privilege of handling your own finances, your own credit, and your own life. And you should be the determining factor to tell artificial intelligence about your authentic intelligence of who you actually are. All right. Thank you so much for watching today. And don't forget that we are having a Media and Wealth Summit in October on the 11th of 2025. And if you have not gotten your tickets at Eventbrite yet, listen, please go to Eventbrite right now and get your tickets. Why? Because we are going to be talking about things that are going to blow your mind about credit. If you're enjoying the credit and financial tips here on every Friday from 12:30 to 1, then you would be completely blown off your rockers. by coming to the Media and Wealth Summit in October. That's right. Go to Eventbrite. Eventbrite will take you straight to the Media and Wealth Summit. Just type that in, Media and Wealth Summit. And once you do so, what will happen is you will be shown the speakers that will be speaking at the event, including myself, as well as the ticket purchase prices. Listen, guys, this is really a party that we're having. It is a party, okay? We are going to have food. We got some ribs. We got some mac and cheese. We got some chicken wings. And we got hamburgers and hot dogs, fries, salad, and some cakes and all kinds of goodies. I'm talking about all kinds of snacks. You're going to really love this. Not only that, we have music that we're going to be having. DJ Prince Ice is coming to the stage to do our music, and we have entertainment. You never know. We might have some singing, we might have some comedy, and we're going to be giving away prizes. When I say giving away prizes, listen, we don't do no small stuff, okay? We give away money, we give away electronics. We are going to be doing something that is so incredible. It's going to like flip your wig, okay? And for those of you who don't have a wig, or you got some hair on your head, or you don't have any hair on your head, you're going to be rubbing your head, okay? So this is the Media and Wealth Summit that that I am referring to. And we are going to be having this again on, that is October the 11th of 2025. Please go get your tickets today before all the tickets are sold out. There are vendor opportunities as well. So if you are a business owner and you would like to present your services or products at our event, then please go to Eventbrite and click on the vendor options. We have very reasonable prices considering the 350 people that are going to be showing up at this event. And we have the ability to put your business on camera. Listen, this will be streamed globally, but it is a fee to pay the price for what it is that you want to do in life, right? So we got to understand that we got to get into rooms that provide education about our finances, about our credit. We're going to be talking about trust funds, retirement planning. We're going to be talking about wealth building, investments, and for the business owners, we're going to be talking about business. I'm talking about grant giveaways, funding. And if you are a business owner and you have the ability to support another business, I want you to know that you even have the opportunity of coming to the Media and Wealth Summit and providing some type of scholarship for a business owner that may not have made it to the level that you have made it to. That's what we are doing here on October the 11th, 2025. Make sure that you get in where you can and get in today. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Again, we are here every Friday from 12:30 to 1, powered by the CTR Media Network. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
At Kingdom Builders Credit Repair, you are more than a customer. You are a partner in your credit repair journey. We offer one-on-one guidance in a warm and friendly atmosphere. Kingdom Builders Credit Repair, empowering people to have financial dominion on purpose. Visit us online at www.kingdombuilderscreditrepair.com.
1320 Main Street, Suite 300, Columbia, South Carolina, 29201. Call 844-KBCR LLC. 844-KBCR LLC.